Hello everyone. I'm about to read another message through YouTube. This is from someone named Eliza, and I'm glad I found this one because it's something I had touched on minimally throughout my channel, but I think it's a very important subject. Hi Ollie, I've been watching your videos for a while, and I don't think my parents are narcissists. I've had an equally disturbing childhood, raised by an alcoholic slash gambler and hoarder. I'm 24 and wanted to ask you about your story of how you got out of that situation. I am having to start my life over now. For what I am realizing is allowing my traumatizing upbringing to seep into my adult life. It was like I recreated my childhood and found people who basically sabotaged what I had built for myself. I've made an Indiegogo page hoping that people might donate to help out, but I'm not sure how successful it'll be. I'm scared what might happen if too many people see it, but I'm scared of staying here in the dysfunction of everything. I'm really hoping and praying I figure out a way to get away soon. If you have any words of wisdom for me, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for reading. Unfortunately, this is from 8 months ago, and I'm sorry I'm only reading it now, but I do get so many messages. The Indiegogo fund is gone, so I can't even share the link. So I hope you were successful. But you bring up a very important topic, whereas you don't think your parents are narcissists, but you were raised by an alcoholic gambler and a hoarder. Now, alcoholism isn't necessarily, and gambling isn't necessarily narcissism, as they are addicting behaviors and you can get caught up within them for a litany of reasons. But hoarding is absolutely 100% the byproduct and the tool of the narcissist. If you have ever watched any of the hoarding shows, whether it's Hoarders or Buried Alive, and you watch the behavior of the hoarder, it is identical to somebody with narcissistic personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, or borderline personality disorder. In that, they are using their hoarding as a means to gain attention and sympathy for themselves. The hoarder is all about me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. There's no arguing, reasoning, talking, explaining to a hoarder. They come up with the most ridiculous explanations, the most ridiculous excuses. They control the lives of their spouses, their children, their families, their friends through their hoarding and abusive behavior. It is merely control through the means of collecting useless garbage. They force their families to live in utter ruin and utter destruction. They take over entire houses. They take over entire yards and communities, engulfing the emotions and the lives and the time of everybody involved to no avail. And the more you try to fight a hoarder or a narcissist, the harder they fight back, and the more they bring in, and the more they cry and scream and wail and make themselves into the victim with irrational behavior and irrational thought and fighting back and striking out and lashing out. That is narcissism. Like I've said in other videos, in other tools of the narcissist, hoarding is nothing more than a means for gaining attention and a means for gaining control. Virginia, my narcissistic grandmother, was an extreme hoarder. When we finally had her committed, it took a full 50-yard dumpster full of her garbage to clean out that house, to repair that house, the destruction and damage in that house. This is a woman who used to dumpster dive and garbage pick and bring this garbage back into the house. Why? Because what does a hoarder always say? Oh, it's worth something. It has value. I can't believe this was thrown out. Because remember, the narcissist always thinks they're smarter than everybody else. The narcissist always thinks they know something that you don't know. That's what the hoarder does. And they use this garbage and this hoarding as a means of control, of controlling their family, their friends, so they are constantly the center of attention. Pity me, pity me, pity me, notice me, notice me, notice me. I'm going to put my stuff in your room, in your house, in your stuff, and you're stuck to the point where it takes teams of cleanup crews and therapists to come in, and they will hold on to the most minuscule piece of garbage junk for no rational reason whatsoever, okay? And it's not it's not like they're mentally sick. They're just narcissistic. They're narcissistic. I compel you, watch hoarders. Watch a show on hoarders. Watch how they behave, and then compare them to the narcissistic abuser in your life, and you will see the pattern of behavior is absolutely identical. When you would see these therapists try to reason with these hoarders, it's the same effect that you get when you try to argue and reason with the narcissist. Hoarding is narcissism. It's just another weapon that the narcissist uses as a means of control. So Eliza, I mean, I hope you're doing well. I hope you got out. But you need to find a therapist who understands narcissism, understands personality disorders, okay, and is able to recognize that hoarding is narcissism. It is one and the same. That's why you're relating to my videos, and that's why you're watching my videos, and that's what compelled you to reach out to me, okay? Not because, oh, well, it's similar, it's, you know, I'm talking about these things. No. You're reaching out to me and you're watching my videos because the behavior is absolutely 100% identical. Identical. They are abusers, hoarders. They are abusers. They don't care. And then it's like, oh, I'll just die. I mean, that's what a narcissist says. Because the narcissist and the hoarder will say and do anything to keep their control. The hoarder has the ultimate control because they are allowed to bring in absolute junk and garbage and stuff they don't need, okay, to control everybody's life around them. And that's what the narcissist really wants to do, is control everybody's life. So the only difference is there's really no golden child, black sheep in that. Everybody's the black sheep. Everybody's the victim of the hoarder. You know, the hoarder is the worst type of narcissist there is, much like my narcissistic grandmother, Virginia, who I said was the devil because she abused everybody and anybody in her path just for attention. Just for attention. And they're always sick. There's always something wrong with them. There's always a reason why they can't work. There's always a reason why they need this. Everything's valuable. Everything has value. Everything's going to be used. If you throw this out, I'm going to die and you're abusing me. That's narcissism. That's abuse. And that's what it is. So if you're dealing with a hoarder in your life, you're dealing with a narcissist. You're just dealing with one of the worst type of narcissists that walk the face of the earth because they endanger. They put everybody's safety involved, whether it's their kids, their spouses, their grandkids, their family. They make their homes into fire traps. They put everybody in danger. Okay, a lot of them like to hoard pets. As I said, pets are a huge red flag of narcissists to the point where they got dead cats in their houses. They got 50 dead cats because the place is so shitted up you can't even find it. And the smell and the disgust, that's narcissism. So be able to recognize it. Recognize that hoarding is nothing more than another tool of the narcissist. I hope that helps. Let me know if you agree. Once again, the link to my GoFundMe is in the description box. Please donate if you can. Share wherever you like. This is Ollie Matthews. I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks. Bye.